I was so excited I couldn't wait to get off work. Now listen, Zion played at 8 o'clock. I got off at 5. So as soon as I can get out at 5 o'clock, I hit the slab. Boom, on the highway, headed to go see Zion Williamson. This yoga played at 8. I got off at 5. I got there about 6:15 to realize that when I got off the exit, I'd never forget, there were cars parked alongside of the road. Those cars parked along the side of the road, and it still was about 9-10 blocks before you even got to the gym. 9-10 cars parked on the side of the road. It got so bad, the closer I got to the gym, I saw women coming out of the house, holding up signs saying, "Do you want to park in my yard? $15. Do you want to park in my yard? $20, $25, $30 to park in somebody's yard." The jokers was out there on their hustle, man. It was that packed to see this young man in high school play the game of basketball. I could not believe it, but I said, man, I got to find me a parking spot. I was circling the block at least 10 times, going through neighborhoods, going through alleyways, all that to try to find somebody to give me a parking space. Man, when I say, it was like if you kicked the top off a doggone ant pile. You know how you kick the top off an ant pile? And the ants go everywhere. That's how many doggone people was there. It was ridiculous. It's like at a grocery store, they was handing out food. Listen, I'm trying to tell you, it was ridiculous. By the time I got there, about 7:15, man. After about 7:15, I realized, you know what, Bill? You ain't getting in this game. You ain't getting in this game, man. It was a doggone line out the door, all stretched all the way back. You wasn't getting in this game. So I said, man, what am I gonna do? How am I gonna see this guy play? I just gave up and went back home. I had to strategize though. I said, man, okay, where do I need to travel to see him next? Where do I need to travel to see him next? Did a little bit of research, found out that this joker was going to play the following day. The following day, I said, nobody's going to stop me. Nobody's going to stop me from seeing this young man play the next day. He was actually playing in a tournament, so I went back. Listen, I went to sleep early that night. I went to sleep early, okay? I went to sleep so early, I woke up before the doggone cones woke up. That's right. Before the cones woke up, I woke up. The gym opened at 6. It's about an hour away from me. Zion doesn't play till 1 o'clock. What time do you think I woke up? What time do you think I got on the highway? Because I'm serious about seeing this guy play. And I'm serious about seeing him play because of this one reason. For you individuals, for you graduates that have watched my videos from day number 1, you realize that I go to these doggone basketball games so I can do chapter breaks in my videos. So you're just not listening to me talking all the time. So I'll say something like top 3 ways to pick a college. So I'll tell you a top way, and then I'll show you a clip of basketball, of some good basketball. Then I'll tell you my second thing. Then I'll show you another clip of basketball. Then I'll tell you my third thing. And then I'll give you another clip. So you have some other things to focus on other than me yelling at the camera. Felt like it was a good touch. So when you see those films, most of the times I'm out there filming. There's one or two occasions where my man out of Chicago, Young Baller TV, let me use some of his footage. But for the most part, I'm shooting that film. So I'm like, what better way than to have the Zion Williamson in this doggone shot? So I was like, what better way than to have him in these videos? Oh, that's going to be amazing. So back to my story. So that's the reason why I'm there in the first place. So I can shoot film. I got my camera ready. So I can shoot film. So y'all can see it on the channel. I don't charge anybody. I put this up for free. So I get up, like I said, I get up super early in the morning. It's very important to me. Get on the highway. I'm the only person on the highway. I get to the gym. I get to the gym around 6 a.m. The gym doesn't open. The gym doesn't open to 8 a.m. Zion doesn't play till 1 p.m. But I said, ain't nobody getting there before me. I sat out there and waited, had my camera set up ready. I was ready. I said, look, Hoop Lottery graduates will be pleasantly surprised when they see the amount of detail I put in. They're going to be excited. So, I get there, I wait, and about like 7 o'clock, somebody shows up with a van. They park the van in the back. They actually backed the van up, okay? And I'm parked in a way that where I'm parking is VIP parking. Like no one can park where I'm parking unless they know somebody who knows somebody, I guess. But since I got up before everybody else did, nobody was there. They didn't have time to put up the cones and tell me I couldn't park there. So I parked there, okay? I parked there. I got there before they even got a chance to put up the cones. I told you I woke up before the cones got up. So I'm parked there, and I see a van. He's parked and gets out. I'm like, what's going on? Me being eager beaver, I'm like, you know what? I'm about to go ahead and pay my money so I can get in this gym first. I need to get the first spot. Big. I need to get the first spot. Man, I messed around and got out the car, locked my stuff up, got my camera equipment, went up to the dude, and he was a custodial staff member. And he said, oh, you here this early? Just come on in free. Just come on in free. It's like, word? Free? For the free, though? I said, okay, I can get used to this. So I went in. Mind you, these doggone tickets, high school tickets, like $15, $20. Okay? So I got in for free. Sat in. I was like, oh, man, this is amazing. I'm the first person up in there. So I'll go ahead and get my setup going. I'm ready. Shaking hands and meeting folks as they start coming in. I'm the first. No one beat me in the gym. No one beat me in the gym. I was the hardest worker, baby. No one beat me in the gym. As the time gets closer to 8 o'clock, they set up a table outside. You know, and I said, you know what? I support this. Why would I not pay? Why would I not pay? So I went back outside and paid. I went back out to the table. I didn't go outside. I just went out to the table and paid my little $15. I said, here, $15. I support this, you know. Guys being seen and fulfilling their dreams, playing basketball. I want this thing, I came up playing basketball. If it wasn't for basketball, I wouldn't have got a master's degree. I wouldn't have graduated high school. I wouldn't have passed 6th grade. Like, basketball did that for me. So how can I not support this? So yeah, I paid my money. I sat back down. The way the situation was set up was there were 2 or 3 games before Zion Williamson took the floor. So when that happened, 2 or 3 games happened before him, and I was on the baseline shooting footage. I was like, oh yeah, I'm about to shoot some footage. It's no big deal. I'm about to shoot some footage. Because I wanted to make sure, even though I didn't come to see these other guys, I didn't know, like, maybe it was a star that was about to be born. I had no idea, so I went ahead and got the camera out. And they had some great talent at this tournament I went to. Great talent. So it approaches, 1 o'clock approaches. I think it's like 12:15. So Z's about to take the floor. Z's about to take the floor, and I'm like, oh yeah, this is what I showed up for. So now, they gotta understand, I saved up money for the camera I'm using. Like, this is a Canon 70D DSLR. This is a professional grade camera. It's not the newest thing out there, but it ain't no iPad. It ain't no, like, I'm not using my flip phone. I'm not using, like, I broke a little bit of bread for this doggone camera. And I look legit when I come there. Trust me when I say, I show up, I don't have a tripod. I got one of those, like, unipod type deals. Like, on one leg, chilling like I'm ESPN. I'm sitting on the baseline. I look like somebody because I am somebody. I'm Big Brother Bell. Dig? I'm Big Brother Bell. So I'm sitting there, and he's about to take the floor. 12:15, and then the person comes on the announcement. Then the lady takes the microphone. She says, for everybody who's been waiting, the human highlight reel, dunks like Sean Kemp, runs like LeBron James, shoots like Kobe. She went on and told everybody, gassing everybody else, everybody's filling in. I mean, it's jam-packed. You can barely stand. So I'm still at the baseline because I've been there the entire time. I'm not moving. I've been there the entire time. And then, out of nowhere, somebody walks past me and says, you can't film here. It's like, what? I ain't paying no mind. He said, you can't film here. I'm like, oh. I'm going to ignore you, clearly. Doubles back. He says, who are you? Now me, listen. I'm a grown man, first of all. For somebody to ask me just who I am, it's kind of weird. But he asked me, he said, who are you? So he said, look, I run this gym. I run this tournament. You can't film. And I'm thinking to myself, now I'm upset because listen, I got up at 6 o'clock. I got to the gym at 6. I live over an hour from the gym. Over an hour from the gym. I got here. First person in the gym. This guy's telling me I cannot film. I am flabbergasted. So I'm like, let's go sit and talk. I pack my stuff up. I go talk to the guy. I'm like, look, man, what's this about? I can't film. I don't understand. He said, I run this whole thing. This is my gym. This is my tournament. I put all this stuff and you can't film. He said, what are you doing with the film? I said, I'm putting it on YouTube. He said, I'm not getting a cut out of that. I said, this ain't got nothing to do with me. He said, I'm not getting a cut out of what you're working on. I said, dude, I don't get a cut out of it either. I'm not making any money. I don't sell anything. I'm just trying to help student athletes. Now I got like fire coming in my eyes. But I'm trying to be respectful. So I come down there. I said, listen, man, I'm getting to a point where I'm pointing people out and saying, like, do you not see this lady with an iPad? Do you not see this junk with this phone out? Do you not, like, everybody, they came here to document this. This is one of the most special players of our generation. Like, we want to make sure we document. Like, why can't I film, but you're not stopping this lady? He said, look, you about to put this stuff on YouTube. I'm not getting a cut off of it. Why should I let you film? I said, because I'm not getting a cut off of it. He said, look, if you're going to film in this gym, then you got to break me off some money. You got to break me off some money. And it ain't going to be no little crumbs either. And I'm thinking, are you kidding me? I'm literally sitting there pointing out people in the stand like, you see these cameras? I said, there's nothing on your website. I didn't see anything on the website. I don't see any signs when I get up here. I drove. I was the first person in here. And you're telling me that I can't film? He says, pay him money. I thought about it. I said, maybe I do need to pay him some money. So I left the gym, went to ATM. Once I got to the parking lot, I said, you know what? It's going to be very, very difficult for me to get my parking spot again. So I said, what? Anyway, I just went to the ATM. I pulled the money out the ATM. I pulled out about $100 out the ATM. I had that $100 looking at me in my face. Promise you, like he had eyeballs just for that moment. I said, man, Bill, now think to yourself. How would you feel going back to his gym, paying this joker this money under the table, really? Paying this guy this money and then realizing that other people are at that gym too filming and they didn't pay a dime. He just punked you, really. He just did his own thing with you and you didn't do anything. Now, when I tell this story to people, they always say, man, I would have stayed. I would have protested. I would have made a fit. I would have did this. I would have did that. Like, hindsight 2020, maybe I should have did that. I was just So anyway, I go back to the gym with the $100 in my hand, and I was supposed to make a right to get back in the gym parking lot. I didn't make a right. Kept going straight. I didn't want to see Zion play anymore. It got to the point where I said, you know what, I didn't want to see him play anymore. Like, if I can't do what I wanted to do in the film, I got up early enough. If I can't do this, then I don't want to do it. It's not worth my time. I don't want to see him. I had the best seat in the house. I was there first. Nobody can say they outworked me as far as getting outworked the hardest. And I didn't get to see the guy I wanted to see. Because somebody wanted to act like fill in the blank. However you want to say he act. So, I didn't see Zion play that day. So let me ask you a question. The question is, who worked harder than me? Because there are people that had cameras. Who worked harder than me? Who got to the gym earlier than me? Who put in more blood, sweat, and tears than me? Who got there first? In case you haven't been following, no one's got there first. I was there before the doggone janitor showed up. I was there before the janitor showed up. Nobody beat me. Now, why do I bring this story up? I bring this story up because there is a narrative, and this is one of the biggest reasons why I started this channel in the first place. There is this narrative that if only you work hard, you're going to get to the NBA. You know why they tell you that kind of stuff? Because it sells tickets. That's why. And it builds legacy. I was so upset when I saw A-list celebrities get there behind a doggone podium, and then people rush up to them and say, Mr. So-and-so, tell me how you made it. And then they say, well, I was first one in the gym, last one to leave. That's why. That's why I made it. Because I just worked hard. I just worked harder than you. When you hear people tell you that, whether it be entrepreneurs or whether it be whomever, tell you some bull crap like that, distance yourself away from that person. That person doesn't have your best interest at hand. That person is giving you empty calories. That person is giving you honey buns when they're eating their whole foods. Watch out now. What I'm saying to you is it takes more than just hard work. But people don't want to tell you that because it takes away from that legacy. They don't want to tell you that if it wasn't for my dad knowing this person, or if it wasn't for this admissions counselor looking out for me, or this academic advisor looking out for me, or if it wasn't for, in some cases, I got people in Saginaw, Michigan, okay? I got people in Saginaw, Michigan. Draymond Green, the legendary his rumor that I was told from my family. A big reason why he was able to play all those positions in high school is because there were people on his team that was academic ineligible. And doggone Draymond took care of his business in the classroom. But that story's never told. That no one ever says that. Everyone's talking about, oh, who works the hardest. And listen, there are certain variables that you cannot control. I.e., this doggone joker trying to tell me I can't film in a basketball game. There are certain variables you can't control. I'm not trying to say make excuses, but I am trying to say working hard alone is not going to just make stuff happen. Now, is it a prerequisite? Is it something you should do beforehand? Absolutely. I did that mess when I was in high school. Promise me you won't do that. If you think about it, basketball, sports is microcosm for life. So let's put this in life perspective so you understand what I'm saying. If I went to your biggest university, in college, your biggest university in your state, and I told you, hey, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the biggest auditorium, and it's going to be jam-packed. It's going to be 300 students in the doggone lecture hall. No, I can tell you who has an A in the class. What if I said that? You say, well, Bill must be a psychic. You say, nah, whoever worked the hardest got an A in the class. You would say, you're an idiot. Why would you say that? Because you realize there are things called learning disabilities. There are things called coming from a good background of science. This is a chemistry class. There's a good background coming from science, and you don't really got to study. You don't really got to study, and you got an A. There's things like cheating. There's so many doggone components and variables to people getting A's other than whoever worked the hardest. So why is it different with the game of basketball? Why are we on this mindset that, oh, if you work hard, then everything will happen for you? Are you serious? Listen, I'm not old enough that all my teammates are dead and gone and can't refute what I'm saying, can't rebuttal what I'm saying. There are, out of my entire career, there were 2 individuals that I remember that worked as hard as me and sometimes beat me out. 2, and both of them were point guards. And guess what? I didn't play point guard. I had to battle for my playing time. So this whole deal about who works the hardest, I'm telling you, it's a lie. Okay? You should work hard anyway. But don't think it's because you work hard, things gonna happen. You take a married couple that's been married for 50 years and ask them. You don't believe me? Ask your parents. Hey, how y'all stand the test of time? Huh? How y'all stay married for 50, 60 years, mama? How you doing? I guarantee you she won't be like, because we worked hard. There's communication. There's doggone grace. There's teamwork. I mean, even an atheist will say it took some prayer. Even an atheist. Because there's so many variables that go on to making a successful marriage last, to stand the test of time, than you just working hard. Work on your craft. Work hard. But do not have any type of self-hate, any type of embarrassment if you don't make it to the NBA and you worked hard. Guess what? I did it. I was the person in the summertime running up and down the hill with a weight vest on in 100-degree weather. Ask about me, young man. I was the person that did that. I was the person, the first one there, last one to leave. I was doing stuff like that in high school. I was in high school. I went to Layton Christian Academy. I'm telling you I'm telling you the exact school because I want somebody to come fact check me. Please go talk to the coach. The coach is still there. The coach is still there. Coach Bobby Porter is still there right now. Ask him about when he has the reputation of running everybody to the dirt. His guys are always run like a deer because he runs the mess out of us. I knew that. So tell me this. Why do I show up to practice with a weight vest under my jersey ready to get it? Because I worked hard. And I outwork people on a regular basis. Did you see the commissioner shaking my hand? And this is not to tell you that you can't make it to the league. This is not the story. This is not what I'm telling you. What I'm telling you is this. Work hard. Bust your behind. But understand that if you do what you're supposed to do, ain't no losing. Period. It's impossible to lose. What do you mean, Bill? I mean, I didn't tell you this, but when I was at the gym, no, I didn't get the film. When I was there, I met some people that I wouldn't have met. Built some relationship, built some contacts, people I could call upon in the future, people that can call upon me, people that's fighting the same fight as far as trying to help student athletes. I've seen some new talents. I wouldn't have got that if I went to that gym. If I would have never went to that gym, if I would have never worked hard, never put myself in that position. Then I realized that, hey, no matter what kind of noble fight that you're trying to fight, everybody's not going to be on your doggone side. You're going to be trying to find a cure for doggone AIDS, and somebody's going to try to hate on you. Somebody's going to make it tough for you. They're not going to just roll the carpet out like, right this way, Billy. This is for you. No one's going to do that crap. There's always going to be somebody in the wind like, oh, how are we going to mess this up for him? I experienced that. So now moving forward, I realized that I got to get a smaller camera. Now I'm going to walk in them boys with a doggone GoPro. Now I'm going to be prepared because of what I went through. I didn't lose. I just learned a different way how to do it. Right? So, and let's take it back to basketball. Do you understand? People might say, well, Bill, you didn't make it to the NBA. You didn't go overseas. Then that means it was all for loss, right? I got a buddy that talks like that. You don't get the championship and everything is a waste of time. So let me tell you something. I failed the 6th grade. You know how some people tell you, I got held back, all this other. I flunked it. Period. 6th grade. Didn't make it. Didn't make a cut. 8th grade. I flunked it again, but they can't flunk you twice under the same roof. So, they let me go. I got associate promoted to the 9th grade. I started playing basketball my 9th grade summer going to my 10th grade year. This game called basketball changed my life. All of a sudden, the girls that said I was ugly and had a big head, they say I look attractive now. Some jokers said I look good now, right? That's back when I had the waves, popping, dig? I had the waves popping. Basketball gave me confidence. Basketball made me want to go to class. Basketball made me want to take things seriously. Maybe you're just like me in the sense that if it wasn't for basketball, whatever sport that you played, that you wouldn't have went to college. You probably wouldn't have graduated high school. And what I'm going to say to you is this. There's nothing wrong with that. As long as you get your priorities in order, as long as you have your priorities in order and you take school seriously as well, and you take your sports seriously, hey, that's the only reason why I went to college. But what I want, the piece I don't want you to miss, the piece that I got to put in your pocket for you to keep for always is this. You are not a loser just because you didn't go to the NBA. You're not a loser if you don't go to the NBA. You're not a loser if you don't go to Division I. You're not a loser if you don't get a full ride scholarship. You're a loser. You are a loser if you're not able to connect what you learned at your sport with life and how it's applicable to life. That nothing's lost in the process. Nothing's lost in the process. Just because you didn't get the MVP, just because you didn't get the newcomer of the year, just because you didn't make it to first team All-American does not mean that you lost, that you're a loser. But if you're not able to connect and say, this makes sense for the trajectory that I'm going on in life, then that's when you become a loser. I got news for you, man. I got news for you, girl. You're not a loser. If you put all your all in the game of basketball and take care of your grades, it's impossible for you to lose. I didn't get to shoot. I didn't get to get the footage that I wanted from Zion Williamson. But guess what? It's impossible for me to lose. Even though this joker tried to make it difficult for me, it was impossible for me to lose because of everything that I gained going through that process. Basketball was my tool, it was my lightning rod, it was my guide, it was my compass to get where I wanted to go. Basketball was that. So how dare anyone tell me that, oh, because you didn't make it to the NBA, it was for a loss. Oh, because you didn't make it overseas, it was a loss. Because you didn't go to a major Division I school and you wasn't a diaper dandy, that it was a loss. Nah, quite the contrary, young man. If you believe that, You're the one lost.